Hi Libras, this is Kathy. Welcome to my channel. Very excited that you're here. So this is for twin flames today, no contacts. We're going to ask our spirit guides, what is going on around you for love? Okay. What is happening in this no contact situation? What are their thoughts and feelings? What do they want to share with you? Welcome to anybody that's new. Welcome back, everybody. I am a psychic medium. This will be a fully channeled message. Let's see what Spirit has for you. Let's call in our guides now. Spirit, please share with me messages of love. What is it that you have for my Libras in a no contact situation today? What is it that you want them to know? I am listening for you now. Powerless. The power struggle is real. I'm going to say you always have power, but sometimes you feel like emotionally you can't move. And that could be where you're at. I just feel like I can't move in either direction. I can't go backwards. I can't go forwards. I just don't know when it's going to break. So that could be, you just feel like somebody's got their arms around you and won't let you go. You know, sometimes you just feel paralyzed. Guilt for past actions and behaviors. Somebody could be feeling guilty. Somebody could be starting to realize that they just said the guilt is hitting them hard. Okay. Maybe they gave you the appearance that they weren't feeling guilty, but I just felt like now it's kind of hitting them in the face, and there's definitely regret. And I guess they're starting to it's a wake-up call energy. Struggling to overcome self-imposed limiting beliefs. Spirit said, this time I thought it would be different. So there's something going on with them that maybe their actions are very repetitive. Maybe they're a runner. Maybe they thought you were different. Maybe they thought I wouldn't, because you're special, or because you guys really had something, that they wouldn't have that fear come into their life, and they pick up and take off again. But this time they thought it would be different, is what they're saying. But what's changed is the question. Maybe they didn't change. It's not going to be different if they didn't change. All truth will be revealed. True feelings, truth about the future, truth about where we're headed. It's just a matter of time that we'll get all those answers that we're seeking. And that's the hard part, is the waiting. It's a deep spiritual awakening is underway. So if you both are having a deep awakening, that's a good thing. That means you're healing. And the only way that you can come back together is in a healing energy. So sometimes we just have to go through that. It's almost like walk on fire to get through it. But right now, I want to know, Spirit, this time they thought it would be different. Okay. I have a star. I have a 5 of Wands. I have a Wheel of Fortune. And I have a King of Pentacles. So there's a part of me that says we both believe that we're supposed to be together, that we probably have said that we're soulmates, we're fated, we're destined to be together, a lot of different things. But there's a struggle. There's always this kind of undercurrent struggle. And I don't know when it started. I don't know how to end it. But the struggle is somebody's having a hard time settling down. They haven't given up their old life, Spirit saying. They haven't given up the quote unquote, I'm single and I can do whatever I want. And not that you're telling them what to do, but there's a part of them that says, you're not my boss. You're not my mother. I can take care of myself. I'm independent. I have money. You can't tell me what to do, how to spend it, where to spend it. So it's a feeling of, I want my cake and eat it too, but more along the lines of, I want to be single and in a relationship at the same time. And you can't be both. And maybe that's what they've been struggling with. It's like they want to have that fun and excitement of being single and that freedom, but they also want somebody to come home at night when they want that. So you can't have both. And they've got to decide what it is they want. I feel like they're making some bad choices. You know, they just are putting themselves in situations where maybe they're with the wrong crowd, wrong people, you know, going out too much, doing things that they shouldn't be doing. Little bit of a 1 foot in, 1 foot out energy. I do feel like they're relying on the good times. There's a sense of either recreating good times or wanting to go back to the very beginning. I mean, I think everybody wants that. I think everybody loves that feeling of falling in love for the first time. But, you know, we move on and we grow and it changes. So right now, I feel like that's what they're kind of holding on to. I have a moon, little bit of a, if it's meant to be, it will be. And if we're meant to be together, the spirit will bring us back together, which is true. But two people have to want it. And they can't just fall back on that as an excuse, you know, that I'm going to do my own thing for now. And if we're supposed to be together one day, then I'll come back and keep you kind of with this open-ended hope. The spirit's saying they closed a door for a reason, and that's what hurt. Okay. It's either they didn't give it a shot, like, let's try to work on this. They closed the door and that hurt. You know, maybe you said, let's try to fix things. Let's work on things. Let's just not end it. You know, let's try to, you know, figure this out. We're going to throw this all away. And I feel like they didn't even want to do that. I feel like they just said, I just want to be alone. I want to do my own thing again. And, you know, so that's probably what hurt the most, is that they weren't willing to work on it. You know, it was like they just decided one day it just wasn't working and they don't want to work on it. I have displacement. Yeah, I feel displaced. You just kind of picked me up and, you know, put me somewhere else, changed my life in one day, you know. So yeah, I can see where you feel paralyzed. Mischief. They want to do what they want to do. There's a little bit of a feeling of, don't ask me who I'm with. Don't tell me where I can go and who I can hang out with. Well, that's what a single person does. So they either have to grow up and want to be in a relationship, or they don't. I have start to look at things from a different perspective. Okay. If it was in reverse, would they allow it? If it was in reverse, would they allow you to be out and doing whatever you wanted to do and being with whoever you wanted to be and think nothing of it? No, you would never be able to do it, is how I feel. So right now it's almost like I can do it, but you can't. And I feel like, you know, that the fairness is only on one side. So something's going on with that. Spirit, are they going to, is the guilt going to heat them up? Are they going to grow up? Are they going to face reality that they can't have both? The forgotten path. Sometimes the right path is the one less traveled. Trust your instincts. Maybe this isn't what you thought that the two of you would go through. Maybe you had it kind of envisioned that things would be easier. We would just keep going through all these stages and we would stay together. The good thing about no contact is it does a lot, but it proves to you whether you're meant to be together, because you either miss each other tremendously and find a way back to each other, or you clear your mind enough so that you realize that when you're in it, you stayed in it for the wrong reasons. And when you're away from it, you start to see the reality of it. So no contact really does work. It does. But maybe it's not the path that you thought that you would be on. You definitely didn't think you'd be where you are today. And you're struggling with that. The silent embrace. Comfort and stillness allows love to heal and flourish. That's interesting because it came into me as the silence is allowing us to heal. And that could be hard to wrap your head around. Because it would be easier if we were talking, right? But maybe we aren't ready to talk. Maybe we have to, sit in our silence for a little while, get our heads on, get our emotions in check, do some healing on both sides, and then come back into, then the sense of coming back into a union. So there's something about the silence is actually helping this particular connection. Spirit, please share with me, as opposed to sometimes talking things through and working things out, so the silence, maybe somebody's afraid that if I talk to you right now, I'd say all the wrong things and make it worse. The phoenix feather. Rebirth is your power. Rising from the ashes strengthens your spirit. Maybe the silence is helping you become stronger. Maybe you're working on some of the things that you need to work on for you. Okay, you have more self-confidence. You're becoming more independent. You are taking care of yourself, whatever it is. But it's a feeling of I'm rising above. I'm going to pull myself up no matter what, with or without this person. I'm going to pull myself up. So you're taking some actions for your own feelings. That feels good. Spirit, please share with me. I have a Knight of Wands. I have a Tower. I have a Two of Swords. And I have a Moon. This is coming into me as I had a hard time letting you in. I truly had a hard time letting you into my heart. And maybe they know that. Maybe it's their nature. They thought it was going to be different this time. Something was going on with that. I do feel like there was a lot of passion. I do feel that they were sincere with the passion. The Tower, I feel like, was almost inevitable. That change had to come in order for us to see this connection more clearly and work on you, they work on them. So I do feel like that Tower was kind of anticipated. I have a Six of Pentacles. There has to be more give and take. There has to be more time. I have an 8. Yeah, we have to work on this. There was an incredible sense of somebody just saying, I just need a break. And it was like, do you want to talk? Do you want to, what's going on? What do we need to change? What are you happy about? And it was like, no, I don't want to talk about any of those things. And so I feel like there wasn't an opportunity to fix things. And that's upsetting. I have a Page of Cups. I'm going to say new feelings all over again. There was a feeling of I can find back those kind of feelings again with this person. They haven't really gone away. They just have been kind of, like I said, they weren't going backwards. They weren't going forward. They've just been very stagnant. So I do feel that. And I have a 10 of Cups. So that's giving me hope that I could be really happy again with this person. I feel like this person has to have a wake-up call with, they can't have it both ways. And maybe that is really what was going on. They just were trying to hold on to And it's not that you're telling them what to do, and it's not like you are controlling them. It's just when you're in a relationship, you have a responsibility of some kind to that other person. You can't just like be out all night long and just like come home whenever you want, and expect that person to be like, oh, hi, like, no, where are you going? Who are you going to be with? What time are you going to be home? Just because you'd worry about them. It's respect. I have moved on. So that's a little bit of a fear. Have you moved on? Have I moved on? I don't feel ready for physical intimacy. Don't take them back just physically. Okay. They got to be all in. They may come back and just want to reconnect and kiss and make up and have great makeup sex, but that's not going to give you the emotional connection that you need. Now is the time. Okay, so we're getting closer to reconnecting is how that just felt. I want to have a family. Maybe that's something one person wants to have a family and the other person says, I'm not ready for that. I don't want that. I won't wait forever. Make your choice. That could be you. Like you got to decide because otherwise I'm going to move on. If they come back, they've given some thought to a commitment. They've given some thought to a family, if that's something that you guys are talking about. They've given some thought to, I got to commit to a relationship. I got to give up my ways. I got to make some changes. I'm waiting for you. So that could be you. I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you to decide. I will show you divinely guided love. Again, I do feel like it was, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be, but that's not good enough. Two people can work on it. Yes, God will bring you back together, but the two people have to put in the time and the effort and work on it. You both have to want it. I could use your help. They may reach out to you for guidance, advice. I need you for something. So they may reach out to you for another reason other than I want to talk to you about, getting back together. I'm ready for the next step in our relationship. That's really what has to happen for this to come back. I do feel hopeful. I will say that. Are they ready to you may hear from them because they need to talk to you about something else other than reconnecting. But it's a start, Spirit just said. It's communicating and we're not fighting and we are civil with each other and we help each other. Okay. So I feel like that hasn't gone away. And then I feel like that's the crack in the door a little bit that opens that door just a little bit more and a little bit more, where this person starts to kind of slowly come back into this connection. So, but I do feel like we need each other for some reason, or something happens in the family, or something happens that's important, or we need to talk about something that, we've got to talk about. But I do feel like it opens the door. I'm going to say the door opens just a little. Okay. Door starts to open. How about that? And there's something about that. There's a sense of the door opens just like a little, I can kind of see through that crack in the door. And I have that little bit of ray of hope that's coming in that says, the silence is going to be over soon. But they shared with me the silence in your case is actually helping this connection. It's actually helping to prevent it from getting worse or going further and further away, something like that. So the silence is healing. Let's put this out into the universe and let's ask Spirit to guide you both. I want to thank Spirit for these messages today. If you're new to this channel, this Twin Flame channel, thank you for being here. Please remember to hit that like and subscribe button, comment, claim it, it's yours. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, go to my website, KathyMammelin.psychicmedium.com. Also, check out my main channel and my Pick a Card channel, and I'll put those links in the description below. Lots of other love readings on those channels as well. I hope you enjoyed your messages today. Hang in there. It's a long journey and no contact. And I know that it's very difficult. So, but we'll see you again real soon. And we'll get more messages. Okay. Hang in there. Bye-bye.